Endurance athletes train incredibly hard and are some of the toughest people I know. Many of the athletes that we train are pushing their bodies to the absolute extremes while holding down a full-time job and running a family. However, with many, if not all of us hard-driving athletes, there comes a point when we begin to break down, start to plateau, and struggle to keep up with the demands of training. So let's dive into the solutions that are the quote-unquote secrets to staying healthy and setting that personal record this year. Solution number 1, strength training. Strength training is the countermeasure to endurance work and should take priority in the off season. So the off season for most endurance athletes is the winter. Resistance-based training is incredible for the endurance athlete because it does 3 things. First, strength training is anabolic, meaning that it is muscle and bone building. Almost all team sports are catabolic in nature, meaning that they can lead to the loss or breakdown of muscle and bone tissue. My good friend and expert strength coach, Ben Prentice, who has trained countless hockey superstars like Max Pacioretty and Jeremy Roenick, told me that it's not uncommon for hockey players to lose 10 to 15 pounds of muscle during the season, which spans 82 games, not including the playoffs. I typically see most of my NFL athletes lose about 5 to 10 pounds of muscle and increase their body fat percentage between 3 and 5 points during their season. So this isn't just an endurance athlete's problem. Most sports that we compete in at a high level are catabolic in nature. We just need to make sure that the right countermeasures are in place to help aid us as we train and compete. The second benefit is that getting stronger improves your speed by improving your amortization time and propulsion. Amortization time, or the stance phase, is the time that your foot spends on the ground when you're running. The stronger you are at the ankle, knee, and hip joint, the shorter time you'll spend when your foot strikes the ground, and the greater potential for your propulsion, and the longer your stride will be. Strength also carries over into cycling and swimming. Proper strength development for the low back is a game changer for biking, and increasing your lat and shoulder strength can improve your stroke power in the water. The last thing I will mention about getting stronger is that if you're able to improve your maximal strength, what you are doing is building strength reserve, meaning that if you can raise your strength levels, your sub-maximal work will be done and performed at a lower percentage. This allows you to train more intensely because you are stronger and able to go at a higher level or go for longer because your sub-maximal work is now at a lower intensity. And for many people, this is a complete game changer. Solution number 2, recovery. Rest and recovery are more important than training once you've hit a plateau. This sounds very counterintuitive, but let me explain. For most endurance athletes, the training plan is the priority, and skipping out on an hour or 2 here or there of sleep is a common occurrence, especially when there are other priorities in your life like work and family. I believe that this is a huge mistake, as once the athlete has hit a certain level of maturity, they can accomplish a certain level of fitness threshold. More harder training is not the answer due to the law of diminishing returns. Sleep, rest, and recovery need to be the number 1 priority. Sleeping well has several positive benefits. First, athletes who sleep between 7 to 9 hours a night can train harder and longer during their training sessions. Also, proper sleep is necessary for optimal hormone function. The rigors of training are real, and if athletes are not fully recovering, various functions of the body like metabolism, thyroid, and testosterone can be suppressed or negatively affected. This is not what we want for our health, and if our health goes, eventually so will our performance. There are a few things that we can do to speed up our recovery. The first is deep tissue massage. This is a hack for recovery and optimal performance. Deep tissue massage has 3 specific benefits. So first, it lowers cortisol, the stress hormone which is elevated during training and competition. It increases blood circulation, which improves and speeds up recovery time, and it decreases pain and inflammation in the body. There are a lot of good massage therapists available, but my go-to is Jeff Kong's business, Recovery Massage and Flexibility. Their therapists are well trained to work with endurance athletes, and they have for over a decade, and they really understand the nuances of the sport. Personally, working with Jeff and his company have been extremely key in allowing myself to play basketball again after having to take 15 years off due to debilitating pain from an old college football injury. They are amazing. So solution number 3, nutrition that supports your training and performance goals. Most athletes, especially endurance athletes, are underfed, not necessarily in calories consumed, but nutrient density coming from those calories. Carbohydrates are your performance fuel, and for good reason, but the missing link for most of us is protein, specifically getting enough protein to support our training and performance goals. A good recommendation for most athletes is to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. For example, if you weigh like 170 pounds, you would want to eat around 170 grams of protein per day. I can give you a quick example of what this would look like. So for breakfast, this would be 3 or 4 eggs and maybe 3 or 4 chicken sausages. And maybe this would be around 40 to 50 grams of protein for breakfast. For lunch, a 6-ounce salmon salad with some nuts or avocado, that's like 35 to 40 grams of protein. After a strength training session, you would get post-workout shake, and this would be like 30 to 40 grams of protein. Whey, beef, vegan shakes, they all work, they're all good. Dinner might be like roasted turkey and mixed vegetables, another 40 grams of protein. Bedtime snack would be like Greek yogurt with mixed berries, another 15 grams of protein. I know this sounds like a lot, but in all reality, this is probably what's necessary, just at a basic level, to help your body function optimally and recover from the demands of training that you're imposing on it. Finally, I'm a big fan of basic supplementation. Supplementation is exactly that, supplementing a good, already in place diet of whole nutrient-dense foods. Here are basic supplements that I recommend for triathletes to support their training. So the first being electrolytes. Being properly hydrated doesn't mean just drinking water. Adding electrolytes is an essential component for hydration. I prefer electrolytes from Quench Hydration because they contain all 6 electrolytes and all the ingredients they use are well sourced. A bonus is that they taste great. The next would be greens. Greens help alkalize the body and improve micronutrient status. The next one would be protein powder. Protein powder is a quick and easy way to help hit your protein goal. Taking protein after you work out is a great idea to help you recover faster from your training sessions. I can go into more detail about nutrition than just talking about protein, and there's plenty of additional supplements that someone could take. However, I believe that these are the foundation for hard training endurance athletes who want to make sure that they're recovering properly and giving themselves the best chance to be successful while avoiding any setbacks. My final recommendation would be to see sport-specific experts in endurance training, and that is Adams Sports Medicine, who have multiple locations across Southeast Michigan. Brian Adams is the founder of the business and is an incredibly accomplished endurance athlete himself. Along with providing physical therapy, his company specializes in bike fitting and gait analysis. Being properly fitted and looking at running mechanics can be just the thing that you need to do this year to go faster and farther, all while staying pain-free. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it.